The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Makeup's done? Hair's did?
This is probably one of the most glamorous moments
Okay.
of my life.
Time for News-ish with Betty Rock on The Wally Show.
You may not realize it, but you could be in the middle of a visual clutter. What is a visual clutter? I'm glad that you asked me, because what it is when you look around your home and you see that there are too many objects, colors, shapes, or details competing for attention, overwhelming the brain.
Oh, okay.
Now, why did you make that noise, Wally?
Because digital clutter, or not digital, but just clutter. My wife stacks things. She's a stacker, and it gets to me because I'm not that way. So
you're feeling like you might have some visual clutter in your
Yes.
life?
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so.
Interesting. Well, this term, visual clutter, came from Fran May. She calls herself a recovering maximalist.
Okay, I get
so
that.
you remember Marie Kondo? She was on Netflix, and she said,
if you don't love it, or something like
yeah,
that.
it has to bring you joy.
Yes.
And if the item doesn't bring you joy, you thank it, and then you get rid of it. Well, Fran May has a different way of dealing with clutter in your home. She is helping you do a thing called house hushing,
Okay.
as in hush.
I like it.
Okay, house hushing. This is how you do it. You remove all the small decorative and everyday items from your room, okay? Whatever room that's bothering
All
you.
the tchotchkes.
Remove it. You're going to put it in another room, and that room is your holding area. Okay, so you haven't gotten rid of anything. You're just moving it out of the way, and you're going to see what the room looks like without those tchotchkes and everyday items. Okay, you're going to leave those items in your holding area for 24 to 48 hours, so you can experience the reward of what it could look like. Then slowly, if you feel led to do so, you will go back into your holding area and grab maybe a few little tchotchkes or everyday things that you would like to bring back into that room. But she says, Fran May says, that because you've already experienced the reward of what that room will look like if you kept it noise-free, this solution will work for you.
I always, like, when we do a deep clean of the house and we declutter, it always feels so good. It's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But then it always gets recluttered, you know?
By you?
Not so much me. A little me. I would say more my wife on this one. But, like, I get that feeling of what it would feel like, but it's hard to keep that, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
especially if you're stacking.
Yeah. Oof, yeah. She's a stacker. So, what was this lady's name again?
Fran May.
I might just send my wife an email today. Let her just check it out.
I don't know.
See what you think.
House hushing. Look it up.
Uplifting WayFM. This is the Wally Show. We're gonna do little things only you can say about your weekend. That thing that maybe is unique to you. Okay. So I'll start it off. I know where my luggage air tag is, and it's on the side of a mountain.
I don't know many people that can say that.
That's what I'm thinking. And so, I went snowmobiling for the first time ever. And it was fun. We're up in the mountains in Idaho. And my friend, Greg and Molly, his wife was driving. She drove off the trail and rolled the snow machine into this giant waist-deep snow powder divot.
Is she
thing.
okay?
Not important. Not part of the story. No, she's fine. And so, like, I came around the corner because she drives like a crazy woman. And I came around the corner. I didn't see them. I just saw the top of her helmet. I'm like, what is going on? So we go through, and I did a post about it on our socials, but we go through digging this thing out. It takes the better part of like 40 minutes digging out in the snow. I'm at altitude. I'm already out of shape. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm coughing up a lung by the end of this thing. And we finally get it righted, get it dug out, are able to drive it out. But my buddy Greg had been digging in the snow and stuff, and his gloves got soaked. He's like, my hands are freezing. And I'm like, well, dude, I've got an extra pair of gloves. Okay.
You had an extra pair of gloves this whole time.
Yes. So I give him my extra pair of gloves. but those were the gloves that I had traveled with in my suitcase, and I hid my air tag in it because the airline always lies to you about where your luggage is. So I give it to him. He grabs them and goes to put them on and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And my air tag falls into the snow somewhere. But I have no idea at the time.
Wow.
The only way I found out was my wife goes, "Hey, where's your air tag?" when we got home. And I'm like, "I should be here. Let me look." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's on the side of a mountain." And it was really cool because the Google view of it is from the summertime where you can see the path we were on and you can see the exact hill that Molly rolled down.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool, but my air tag's somewhere in Idaho on the side of a mountain.
Well, so someone's going to find themselves a little treasure when they're up there hiking. They're going to get themselves an air tag.
Yeah,
That'll
just
be
reset
nice.
it and they win. So
Yeah.
I got to go buy another air tag. So there you go. That's mine. What is yours? 855-33-WAY-FM. We'd love to hear a story about your weekend, and it's something that only you think you can say about your weekend. 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take your calls now. What made your weekend unique from anybody else's?
Mr. Lowe is my new boyfriend.
Mr. Lowe is my new boyfriend.
Lowe.
Who's Mr. Lowe?
I had to spend 2 hours at the immediate care yesterday morning, and I went to the Waffle House so that I could wait on my prescriptions. I mean, doesn't everybody go to Waffle House?
Well, I hope you weren't waiting on prescriptions for, cholesterol, because Waffle House is a death sentence for that.
No, my cholesterol's fine. Anyway, there was no place to sit, really, but one chair next to this wonderful man who has the most beautiful hair, all tied back in a ponytail, of course.
Nice.
And I asked him if I could sit next to him, and he said, "Why, of course. You'll be the best breakfast companion in the place." I sat there for an hour and a half and had the best conversation with someone. I texted my husband and said, "I have a new boyfriend," and he said, "Okay, can we talk about this later?"
Was this guy like an older guy?
Oh, he's 87 years old,
Yeah.
and he's so sweet. And we talked about his great-grandkids, and he grabbed my hand, and he kissed my hand, and he said, "I love you, girl. This is the best conversation I've had all day."
Mr. Lowe still has some game.
That is
I guess he
precious.
does.
This is like my kind of Hallmark film. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
meet on a bar stool in the middle of a Waffle House.
And
Like,
there's actually no romance involved. It's just like something sweet. Yeah, it's wholesome. I love it.
Betty, he was just right up your alley. He's so wonderful.
Betty Lou, do you have something that you can offer here?
I do. I became the adoptive mom of 6 beautiful boys.
6 boys?
Yes.
Wait a minute. I saw you post some stuff, and I saw like 2 or 3 kids in the picture.
Well, okay, let me explain. So I have a friend of mine that her husband is in the hospital, and he's going to be fine, but they have 3 boys under 5 years of age, okay? So a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So I took care of them a lot. And then my other friend, she has 3 dogs.
Oh, no.
All boys. And so at one point I was going over to help my one friend with her 3 human boys, and then my other friend, I had to go and help with her 3 boy dogs.
You're kind of like Snow White, when you think about it.
I'm going back and forth, and I was like, I am the adoptive mom here. It was crazy. And what was crazy
Then
too,
you start getting them confused, and you got the friend with the boys out in the yard peeing.
Right,
you're like,
right.
go outside. Wait, no.
Right, exactly, because they were some of them were like, some of the human boys were wearing diapers, and all the dogs were wearing diapers as well.
Oh, for the love.
So it was like having to be like, okay, this one needs to be changed, and these 3 need to be changed.
Oh my
Yeah, it was
gosh, that
crazy.
is a lot. That is not a great
So
weekend.
I know what it feels like to be the mom of 6. Oh,
Yeah, you
let
do.
me tell you.
You do. And right now, Betty Rock is like, I might not ever have kids.
Right?
Or dogs.
Monday School is a chance for Wally to share what he learned at church and prove that he went.
So this week, we looked at the story of Gideon in the Bible, who became a very unlikely hero.
Story time.
Once upon a time.
Story time.
So the Israelites were conquered by the Midianites. You got to follow along here. There's a lot of ites, okay? And so they had let sin come between them and God. They were worshiping idols, and they were doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing. So things aren't looking good. So then the angel of the Lord appears to Gideon and is like, the Lord is with you, mighty warrior. And Gideon was like, okay, I know that I've heard stories about your faithfulness, but like I haven't personally seen it, you know? And so Gideon, this is that story where he tests God and he says, I'll stand up, but I need a sign. He puts that fleece out and he says, if everything is dry and the fleece is wet, then you're my guy, I get it. And so God does that. And then he goes, okay, real quick, not to be a nuisance here, but that could have been a fluke. He pulled a Wally. And it's like, maybe if you just flip it and do the exact opposite of what I just asked for.
Yes.
But then God did it. And so, God does it, and Gideon gets the message, and he says, okay, I'm going to rally, and I will fight in your name, and I'll rally the people together. So he gets everyone together to go into battle, okay? And God says, hey, you got too many men. He's like, what? If you'd ever done a battle before,
Right?
Lord.
You can't have too many.
Yeah, I mean, the more the better, you know? And God's like, nah, because this way, people aren't going to know that it's me doing this. And so he says, okay, guys, whoever wants to leave can leave. He loses 22,000 soldiers.
Ouch.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, God, we're ready. And God goes, still too many. Are you kidding me, Lord? Seriously. So he cuts it down to 300 men to take on an entire army. So they went from like 32,000 to 300. But here's the cool part of the story. Gideon goes down and spies on the enemy, and he hears them already talking and being fearful about Gideon and his God. Why? Because God was already moving in the story that Gideon wasn't even aware of. Like, he was going before Gideon to the battle. And this is where the story gets kind of weird. This is the one where they surround the enemies. They hold the lanterns. They break them. They all shout. Pandemonium ensues. And the Bible says that God caused the enemy to destroy themselves. Like, God was bigger than how bad the situation looked. So how does this apply to us? Okay, I think that's always the big turn on this kind of stuff. Well, God calls you where you're at. Gideon was not a warrior. He was hiding. He was fearful. But then God will also make you a warrior. Like, I love that God called Gideon by his future, not his present. He said, this is who you are, not what you are now, which I think is great. And God will go before you in the battle. He prepared the whole way. What he's called you to, he's going to prepare for you as well. And so you're not going into it unarmed or alone. This story definitely made me think of that Phil Wickham song, The Battle Belongs.
Oh, yeah.
I love this song. And I think it's a perfect song and a great reminder about, for us in the battles that we face on the daily.
Battle, you see my victory. When all I see is the
I think to survive, we compartmentalize our lives. Everything has a box and we kind of put things in there. You've got school or you've got work or you've got church. But the reality is our faith colors everything that we do. That's one of the things I really liked when I was teaching at Colorado Christian University. Faith had to be integrated into the business classes or whatever the class was. It was a fundamental part of the education as a whole. And I think that's how we change the world.
When I was going to CCU, as a student, I was thinking, how are they going to incorporate the Bible into math? And somehow they made it happen. All CCU online courses are designed for busy adults. And most courses, they're only 5 weeks long. So you can take one class at a time and still have time to enjoy your life.
I know I wrote papers at a campground one time, so it wasn't crazy once you get the system down. So that's why if you want to continue your education, both Betty and I highly recommend Colorado Christian University.
It's never too late to pursue your passion. Take the first step today and visit online.ccu.edu. CCU is a nonprofit impact partner.
Getting you caught up. It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
Sadly, we have lost 3 U.S. servicemen in Iran as part of Operation Epic Fury that resulted in the death of the supreme leader of Iran, who is responsible for countless atrocities against his own people for decades, as well as being a terror hub in the region. But there was another odd story that I found that illustrates the Iranian people's desire for freedom from a totalitarian regime. Jafar Panahi, sorry. He's an Iranian film director, and he has a film that's double Oscar nominated this year. It was Just an Accident. And he's going to be on the red carpet at the Oscars next month, surrounded by the cameras and all of the fame of this. But once the glitz and glamour are gone, Panahi will travel back to his home country of Iran, where he will undergo a prison sentence that awaits him for engaging in propaganda activities against the Iranian regime.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big twist. So Panahi, I can't believe I can't say that, I'm sorry, was sentenced in absentia to prison last year for this charge, and it carries a 1-year prison sentence and a 2-year ban on travel, filmmaking, and interviews.
But he's letting them go to the red carpet.
Yeah, like he's here now. But here's what's crazy. Like, you might ask, well, you're here. Why in the world would you ever go back? Especially given the place we're in right now with Iran. The U.S. would grant him asylum, I would assume, pretty easily. But his reasoning is inspiring and shows his dedication to helping his people become free. He said, after all of this struggle, after all of my civic and civil struggle, after refusing to submit to censorship, after standing up against the prohibition, making films, so on and so forth, not going back would mean accepting censorship, accepting for them to define where I make films, where I don't make films. I would use the $1 million, so he is saying, I'm making a statement and going back. It's going to cost me something, but it's worth it for freedom. Like, that is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Like, I would be tempted to use that $1 million Oscar gift bag to bribe my way out of it.
I mean,
this guy is better than me for sure. But I mean, it is a good reminder when you look at these big stories that are unfolding. It's real easy to make sweeping generalizations about all the people. You know, you look at the politics and something and you say, all the people are this way, you know, and that is not the truth in this scenario too. In this scenario, like if you look at the vast majority of Iranians, they've lived, you know, under this regime for so long, they want the freedom, you know, that the U.S. is trying to help them get. And so it's definitely a mess, but it is one of those things where you're like, you know what? Just like we as Christians don't want to all be labeled hypocrites because of one or two, you know, it's the same way. Just be mindful as you look at these world stories and you see the different things in your feed that can cause you to get really worked up and angry, you know, because they prey on that. It's like, just take a beat and remember that it's not always about the politics, but the people.
So what is TikTok and how do you use it?
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. So I came across this pastor on TikTok. I find a lot of like spiritual stuff on TikTok that I think is good. And so I it's not just all cat videos like with Betty. But I will say it's a lot of cat videos for me too. And people falling. I have a lot of those. And Karen's getting what they deserve. Like, but every once in a while, the really good stuff pops through there. And so I like to bring to you these things. And so this is a pastor reacting to a sermon from another pastor on TikTok.
When God wanted to make David a king, he didn't give him a crown, he sent him Goliath. And when God wanted to raise up Joseph to the palace, he didn't give him a shortcut, he gave him prison.
Your blessing is on the other side of your battle, and you need to get through your battle to get to your blessing. Most people want the blessing, but they're unwilling to go through the battle to get there.
Ding, ding, ding. We all take the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
But when you look at so many of the stories in the Bible of the heroes of the faith, they had to go through something. They were like in a time of waiting as well, and as God is preparing them, and they had to go through something that was not fun, that they would never have in a million years chosen to get to where God wanted them to be.
It makes you think twice about that next prayer you're going to pray for a certain blessing. Be like, wait a minute, am I willing to go to battle for this?
Seriously, that's a really good point. And that's what we want to talk about. How has this played out in your life? Like, how have you experienced this? Kind of like what this pastor was saying. What was your blessing on the other side of your battle? Because somebody might be headed into that battle right now and thinking, I don't see any goodness of God in this anywhere. I don't know how. I just got that cancer diagnosis. How is there good in this? How is God in this, you know? And so I would love to hear your story of what was your blessing on the other side of your battle. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. And we'll take your stories right now. How has that played out for you, Mike?
Well, for me, a couple years ago, my wife and I lost a baby about halfway through our pregnancy. And it was a really hard time for us. And part of the battle is the struggles with that really highlighted some other struggles in our marriage. And through that battle, for over a year and a half of really hard conversations, really hard struggles, really hard things, our marriage has healed so significantly.
That's the thing. Pressure or testing will a lot of times show other areas that need to be addressed. And so while this thing wasn't good for you guys in the moment, I would assume that you're saying that the byproduct of this battle was that it was worth having a stronger, longer lasting relationship now, even though it cost you something.
Oh, absolutely. God definitely used this for his glory.
What was your blessing on the other side of your battle?
So I'm actually telling my dad's story. He is disabled and in the process fell and broke his hip. And shortly after, he was able to qualify for a bunch of new disability products and things that actually gave him more independence than he had before.
Oh, that's interesting. And so the accident, the thing that looks really bad, the fall, the broken hip, but it led to more independence for him on the other side.
Yeah, he actually just told our small group about it, how he was just beyond grateful that he broke his hip.
Yeah, it's easy to thank God for the good times, but when you can actually thank him for the trial, that's next level faith.
Yep, God's just blessed him with a broken hip, but I mean, he's doing better than he ever has.
Hopefully you can inspire somebody else that maybe is in their battle then when you share your story of the blessing that was on the other side of that battle for you.
So yeah, when I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with a rare blood and kidney disease, and there's no cure. However, you can get in remission from a kidney transplant, which I received 4 years later.
Oh, wow. So you were 8 years old. Do you remember much about it?
I just really remember hearing Jesus Take the Wheel on the radio going down to Boston to get my kidney.
Really? Do you remember being like really scared, or were you hopeful like, okay, this is going to fix me?
Honestly, I was excited. When we finally got the okay, we were like, let's go. And it was almost midnight when we got the call for the transplant.
Now, is this the same kidney in your body currently that you got at 8 years old?
Yes.
Oh, you got a good one then. I mean, like that's great. Like, I could never be a kidney donor because mine is so riddled with kidney stones. It would be like shaking a lunchbox full of quarters.
Well, I mean, if you can donate blood, that's what you can do.
I don't even know if he could do that, Ashley.
Yeah, because I'm missing an enzyme that reverses anesthesia. Basically, the Lord gave me a body that no one in science could ever use. Like, I don't even know why I'm a donor, honestly. I've got nearsighted and farsighted and colorblind eyes. Like, what is anyone going to want out of this thing?
Absolutely nothing.
Some shows have fancy newsrooms and a staff of writers. Not us.
So, this is where you do your thing.
It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
I think that every good relationship or marriage divides the duties that have to happen to keep like your life running smoothly. And there are some that just seem to be natural division, you know, amongst husbands and wives. Like for one, guys taking out the trash.
Yeah, it just seems like a guy job to do.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. The data actually on this shows that men mostly are responsible for taking out the trash, car maintenance, and yard work. They actually don't mind taking out the trash. Gives them a minute apiece. Quiet.
Wait a minute. I have also heard from my married friends that you could say, Hey, husband, we are having a group of people over. We're hosting Bible study, and we need to get the house clean.
Yeah.
You will find your husband in the garage, cleaning the garage for the next 2 hours. You're like, they're not going in the garage.
They might want to see what I'm working on. I don't know, but it also did show that most men don't like doing yard work. I 100% don't like doing that. I have a small yard. I bought a riding lawnmower so that I can do it in about 25 minutes. I hate mowing that much, but at least I feel like I'm on a go-kart, so it's a little funner.
It's Mario Kart.
Yeah, it really feels that way. So where do women land when it comes to this? Women typically are responsible for probably more things like cleaning and organizing, making beds, sweeping, mopping, doing the laundry, washing dishes, vacuuming. I know that sounds very like 50s, but it is kind of how it shakes out a lot of times.
It's just how it shakes out.
Because women value those things. They want the floor vacuumed. Guys, we would never vacuum it.
Yeah, but just because they value it doesn't mean that it should all just land on the woman.
Well, I vacuum. It's funny. My wife and I recently were looking for a vacuum on Valentine's Day for her as kind of a joke because we needed one. And I'm like, oh, I'll get you this vacuum for Valentine's Day. And she's like, you're getting it for yourself, pal, because I do all the vacuuming, Women say that they do they like tidying and cleaning.
Yes.
Because I think it's kind of how you're
therapeutic.
wired. Yeah.
It's therapeutic for me. I love cleaning my house. If mine is already clean, I'll clean someone else's.
Yeah, but they are less likely to enjoy the washing the dishes and things like that. Like my wife washes all the dishes. She will not let me touch a dish. She doesn't let anybody wash anything.
Well, that's because you lick it clean.
Yeah, but it's good. That's why you put it in a dishwasher. It's fine. But there's those things. But this is really funny though. One thing that men and women both said they enjoy doing is cooking and shopping. Like those two things I enjoy. My wife and I sometimes will cook dinner at the same time. I'll be like, Alexa, play Way FM, and my Alexa probably just went off at my house. And then we'll kind of sit there and listen to music and cook, which is fun. I really enjoy that.
It's bonding time.
But this is what's really fascinating about this thing that I found. Okay, women are more likely than men to say that they do more than their fair share of household tasks. They're more likely to say, I'm pulling more of the weight. I'm doing more around here.
It's true.
Yeah, but here's what's really great. Coincidentally, men are likely to say that they're pretty satisfied with the division of chores. And that's why it works.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and I am a card-carrying member because I made it, amateur first responder, and I like to get involved in situations. And so Betty Rock will test me and test my acumen as to how good I would be in a real situation based on what real first responders did versus how I would handle the same situation. So what do you got?
So recently, Rula, she's a 21-year-old girl. She was at a California ski resort called Big Bear Mountain.
I've been there.
She was on the ski lift with her twin sister and a friend when all of a sudden Rula slipped out of her seat on the ski lift.
I had this, I was on a ski lift over the weekend and it got really windy and I thought, what if I slipped off? What would happen? How far down is it? Could I land? Could I make it? What would I do?
Well, thankfully, Rula's twin sister and her friend were able to grab onto her arms and keep her on the ski lift until they could reach the top of the hill. And that's where the ski patrol members were able to help her down.
Okay, yeah, I saw this video, and ski lifts, A, are very slow. B, they're a little bouncy. And so good on her, sister and her friend for holding on to her. I don't know if I could do that. I probably would just lose interest. Like with my ADHD, I'd be like, why am I holding on to? Wait, oh, no. And so, yeah, so I'm glad she had them. But here's the deal. This poor girl suffered needlessly. Because
Rula did?
Yeah.
Hanging?
Needlessly suffered.
Okay.
Because the first responders, and I did air quotes, the ski patrol, they let her come to them. They waited at the top of the mountain, just waiting there, watching her dangle the whole way down. And they waited there till, A, they didn't have to expend much energy at all getting down the mountain and back up. They just waited. Got any threes? Go fish. That's what they were doing. And she came up, and then they were like, oh, here, let us help you. And they grab her right there at the top. Big deal. Her friends did all the hard work getting up to that point.
They were the first responders.
They really were. So what I would have done is I would have been like, hold on, Rula, I'm coming to save you. So I would have gone down the hill at breakneck speed.
By yourself.
Yeah, 100%. I would have done like a massive snowboard, like side stop to create extra fluff in the powder. I would have dug and dug and dug and dug and put more snow up and built a big mound. Then I would have laid in that mound and I would have done snow angels. Okay? One, they're fun. But two, that would give her a target. She would know when she saw the snow angel, she would know, okay, this is the lowest point and the safest point for you to drop into this giant marshmallowy cushion of snow that I have just created for you.
But in the meantime, as you're digging and all of that,
yes,
Rula is holding on by her fingertips.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but I went out to meet her way down the slope, so she's still gonna hold on a lot less.
You act like you have so much energy and muscle, though. I have a feeling you would be digging in the snow, and she would slowly be like going past you.
And then I gotta like run up the hill, and I start doing it again, and she keeps passing me. Okay, that is fair. I could see that happening too, but it didn't. I saved her life when she jumped into my snow angel. That's how you do it, amateur first responder style. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. And if you know Matthew West, you know he is responsible for some pretty great music that we play a lot of here on Way FM. But lately, I've been seeing him step out of his comfort zone a bit and dabbling in the rap arts. I don't know if you've seen this or not.
That's a bold move, Matthew West.
I know it seems scary on the surface for you, Betty Rock, because he might not seem as urban as you would think for that style of music.
You would be correct.
Yeah, okay. And so this is him kicking it, as we say, backstage with a flow that is unrivaled by many, okay? So this is Matthew West.
Where are we today?
Raleigh,
North Carolina. Oh my gosh. Oh my golly, it feels real good to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. On my mind, I got this nice jacket on and I'm feeling fine. Davey to my right, Joey to my back, Travis there, he's all that. Lulu on the cam, here we go. It's gonna be a good night. Don't say no.
Now, I will say that Matthew did that a lot like I would. Yeah. Started off strong for the first 4 bars, and then it just slowly comes undone.
And I can tell he's surrounded himself by yes people because he messed up.
Yeah.
And they're like,
he needs a Betty Rock in his life because I promise you, he would have stopped doing this like one thing in.
I would have kept him humble.
Oh, 100%. That's what you do with me. That's why I there are so many things I don't do anymore because of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think everyone can thank you too,
You're
probably.
welcome.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. Betty Rock and I have done this show together. We've worked together for like 19 years here. But we have new people that are joining us all the time, and they might not know as much about us. And I talk a lot about myself, favorite subject. And so from time to time, I like people to get to know Betty a little bit better. So I ask her a question, and we listen to how she answers it. So, Betty Rock, your question today, because Betty is our single girl on the show. Would you date yourself if you could, and why or why not?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would date
Why
myself.
would you date yourself?
Because I have it all.
Okay, what is it? Sell me.
A winning personality. Okay,
debatable.
Stop. I'm not allergic to cats, and we all know cats are the
That's
best
good.
animals
That's
there
good.
are to have as pets. I'm easy to please when it comes to food. I know where I want to go. You know,
Okay.
you sometimes hear from girls like, oh, I don't know where, well, wherever you want to go.
Sure.
But then they really do have a hidden agenda. I don't. I will tell you where I want to
Because
go.
while some people might think that's off-putting, like if you're really like opinionated about where you want to go, or it always feels like you're deciding, like for me, I would love that because my wife cannot make that decision. and we go round and round and round about stuff. So yeah, for me, if you were just to say, I want to go to Captain D's, done.
Yeah, because I always pick
That's
Captain
a great
D's.
trait.
And then to help me. Well, okay, in an argument, I'm really not that great at communicating what I need nor want, but I will definitely clean the house because that is my form of therapy as I work my way through my thoughts.
How are you single, girl?
Right?
Like, well, I know why, because you're also super stubborn and
oh, okay.
and
I've been around
opinionated
you.
and high maintenance. But those other things.
High maintenance.
But no, actually, yeah, you actually, one of the things I love the most about you is when it comes to giving you gifts, you love thought things that don't cost a lot of money. You don't like flashy, shiny things. You like brass woodland creatures from a thrift store.
Which would be another win because if I got
100%.
an engagement ring, it doesn't have to be a diamond. You got it out of a quarter slot machine? Fine.
Yeah.
That
Just
works.
Please show up. That's all she asks. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and our prayer wall is a place where you can go and get prayer requests. Maybe you don't have a small group that you go to where you do prayer requests. This is a great way to be plugged in and actually have people praying for you and know that they're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. When you text the word pray, P-R-A-Y, to 91979, I'll send you a link that'll take you straight to the prayer wall so you can check it out. That's pray to 91979.
Some of them are a little bit vague and others are super detailed, but I think that there's things in there that you can find that you can connect with to pray for. But this one kind of hit me. It was very simple. It says, please pray, I need hope. Something to look forward to. Like, I get that because I've always said that, like, when life gets hard and you lose hope, that's when things spiral. As long as you have hope, you're looking forward to something, you feel there's a way out. You feel there's something that can happen, But when you lose that, that's when emotionally and mentally a lot of people take a huge downturn. And so like this one especially lands with me. And so I can pray for this one today, and maybe if you're there posting a prayer request, you might want to take a minute. I highly suggest taking a minute, looking through some other ones and praying for them. Because it does two things. One, they'll get a notification that you prayed for them, which works, in their favor too. But then also, too, it takes you out of that headspace for a minute of where you're at and what you need in that moment to then put somebody else in that space and to pray for them. And that can shift your perspective as well for the day, too. So it's a really great thing. We have it. It's free. We'd love to see you take advantage of it and use it and get prayed for and pray for other people. Just text the word pray to 91979 and Betty Rock will send you that link.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
The Osbournes, they made a name for themselves when they were one of the first reality shows to hit TV. The Osbournes,
Yeah.
I think that's what they called it.
With Ozzy, yeah.
Yeah, with Ozzy Osbourne. And his family, of course, became well known because of the show, including his daughter, Kelly Osbourne. I didn't know this. I had to look back and see what did she look like at the beginning, but people said she made a drastic change in her appearance since day one till now.
Yeah, it's rough now.
So she was recently seen on the red carpet at the Brit Awards, and a lot of people were astounded by how she looked because she looked so, what they use the word as gaunt.
Gaunt, yeah.
She has lost a lot of weight, and a lot of comments some were out of concern, but others were out of rudeness.
Yeah.
But Kelly has finally spoken out about it and her weight loss. She said, there's a special kind of cruelty in harming someone who is clearly going through something. I'm currently going through the hardest time in my life. Now, we don't know in detail what that means, but she has said that she's not on any kind of Ozempic or things like that.
Did say
what
that.
She claims.
Interesting.
But she has had, in the years past, she did have weight loss surgery done. And so I don't know if it's anxiety, depression, something like that, but it's a big concern.
I mean, there were the rumors of her with Ozempic and her mom because they both lost a lot of weight to the point where they don't look the same and they look sick. Like out of concern health-wise, you go, oh, you're not healthy. There's something wrong, you know? And I hate to see people trolling them on the internet because like she said, obviously I'm going through something. But like, that's the thing, like Ozempic and stuff like that. Some people it works so well, and then they have Ozempic face, they call it, because your face draws in.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing that you're like, oh, this is going to be good, ends up making them look completely different than she did, because I didn't even recognize her. I saw the picture you're talking about. I would not have recognized her as the same person.
But I know that when some people, when they go through a hard time, it makes them lose their appetite, where no food sounds good to them. So I wonder if she falls into that category.
And then you're like looking at an eating disorder and stuff like that. And then the last thing you need to be doing, like the internet has very little humanity. It's a place where people are targeted and trolled, and sadly that's a big thing there. Like, I feel for her, and like this is the place you don't want to pile on with somebody that is obviously struggling. Like, I get teasing people, like I do that. Like, we tease each other, we tease things in the world, but there is a line at which you can see something isn't right here, and this is not the place you tease somebody who is fragile mentally, emotionally, and physically right now.
So hopefully she just gets the help that she
I
needs.
hope so.
And we'll see her in a better
I would love to see her get healthy and put on weight, because she definitely needs to as well. So there you go. That's going to do it for your Rock Report. Thank you, Lady Rock. Uplifting Way FM. This is The Wally Show. And Academy Award-winning costume designer Ruth E. Carter, she made history last month, receiving her 5th Oscar nomination for Best Costume Design. And she really got noticed for her work on Black Panther. And this is what she wanted to do since she was a kid. And so she was asked, what advice would you give to younger you? And she first said, I would thank her for staying the course, and I would tell her, always listen to your voice. So we do this a lot on the show. We do like your 5-word advice to yourself. And so she actually did it 5 words, always listen to your voice. And that was her guiding principle for her.
I like that, because it's almost like saying don't lose yourself in what the world tells you to do. Yeah. Like, instead, God gives you this unique ability that others don't have. And if you really dive into that, if you really accept it, you can really shine.
And it's easy to let other people tell you what they think you should do.
Yeah.
But you have a gut inside for a reason. And like, stay the course, stay with that. And so this is what we want to do right now. What would your 5-word career advice be for younger you? Okay? Because I mean, we all got to grow up. We all got to work for a living. And so, like, what advice, knowing now as an adult in the workforce, what advice would you give to younger you if you only had 5 words to do it?
I don't know if I could sum it up in 5 words to my younger self.
Well, yours would just be,
you shouldn't have done it.
Don't ever work with Wally. 5 words. I nailed it for you. All right, so here we go. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. What would your 5-word work advice be to younger you? So what would your career advice be in 5 words to younger you?
Seek the will of God.
Oh, that is good. Because a lot of times when you're young, you're just thinking about, how do I make more money? How do I get into a career where I can make the most money? That's a really good one that I don't think a lot of kids think of.
Right, and they're not searching for that at that point. Like you said, they're searching for an earthly reward, and they need to still align themselves with God's will in their life, so their life will be in alignment with what God wants them to do on this earth.
So is this you looking at it through a different lens, or were you able to do this?
No, not necessarily. I'm 60 years old. It's looking at it through years of looking back and wish I'd have done things differently, mostly.
I used to be a workaholic, and I missed out on a lot of things because I spent too much time focusing on my job, and sometimes at my family's expense.
My husband did the same thing, and he missed out on a lot. And, now at 68 years old, he regrets that. Luckily, he's been able to repair that with my kids. But, you got to slow down and put your family first and everything. If you're in alignment with God's will, that kind of seems to fall into place to me.
What would yours be, Trisha?
My first thought for 5 words is remember that God is good.
And that's easy to forget sometimes.
It really is. And the Bible tells us so many times to remember his goodness to you, because we have to choose to keep remembering that in the times when we're praying about things and we're worried, remember his goodness and remember that doesn't change.
And when you get caught up in a work scenario, it's really easy to segment or, compartmentalize. Well, this is my job and this is my faith. But the two need to be intertwined, and so having faith and remembering that God is good, even if you have a problem at work or somebody that seems to be working against you, like that is a really, really good reminder.
I have a 4-word one for you too, Wally.
What's that?
Rock what you got. That was my work mantra. I'm Trisha from Super Chick.
Yeah, you are. When you said rock what you got, I'm like, wait a minute, this has to be Trisha. That's awesome. How you been, girl?
I'm good. I listen to you guys when I'm driving, and I was like, I'm calling in.
So what are you doing right now?
Full-time mama.
Well, it's interesting, too. Like, you're in a different chapter of your life. You go from being in Super Chick and the whole rock thing, and then now you're doing probably, well, I would say the better job, and that's being a mom and investing in your kid's life, which is such an honor. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Trisha, I appreciate you being on the show with us today and listening still. Thank you. Feel like I need to play a little Super Chick here.
Need that guy like a bowling ball dropped on your head, which means not at all.
Well, we'll play an actual song.
I think I can do it, Trisha.
No,
Here,
we'll
step back a little bit. Let me do this.
Let's play a song.
We live, we love, we forgive and never give up. 'Cause the days we are given are gifts from above. And today we remember to live and to love. We live, we love, we forgive and never give up. 'Cause the days we are given are gifts from above. And today we remember to live and to love.
What advice would you give yourself if you could go back?
If I could go back, I would tell myself, don't ever play video games.
Okay, so I'm assuming you didn't become a video game designer?
No, sir.
What was the bad thing about video games?
If they don't train you very well for the real world and for work for most people. And I would tell me and the other younger people, don't get addicted to that junk, because then you'll be inside, you won't be getting active, you won't be doing nothing. And a lot of times, a lot of people stunt their growth, especially in their career, by being stuck on video games all day long.
But I could see in one area where it would be helpful, and that is if you're really into Mario Kart, it would help you with your drive time to work, your commute.
Well, Sam, I appreciate you being on the show with us today, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.